Hello, everyone. Now, as you know, Michael Jordan fans are the worst sports fans of all time, and one of them, many reasons why, is because these people are not consistent when it comes to China. So let me tell you how this one goes. They will say things like they don't like it when today's NBA works with China, and they don't like it when today's NBA players work with China, and they don't like it when LeBron James works with China, and they don't like it if anyone in today's NBA doesn't question China. Now, I am going to explain to you why all this is ridiculous. Here are the reasons why, in no particular order. First, they are disrespecting all of the other NBA people. Next, they are dismissing all of the other NBA people. Next, when they claim to respect the game and then they disrespect the game, they are contradicting themselves. Next, when they claim to love the game and then they dismiss the game, they are contradicting themselves. Next, Michael Jordan fans have a history of always trying to find a way to make Michael Jordan the number one NBA player of all time. So that right there shows you that they're not reliable. Next, understand why some of them are doing these things. Some of them are Michael Jordan fans who just tear down every NBA legend and every NBA era that is a threat to Michael Jordan. Some of them are Michael Jordan fans who are right-wing wackos. Some of them are Michael Jordan fans who do that thing where they act like everything in the past was better and everything today sucks. And some of them are just trying to find a way to make Michael Jordan the number one NBA player of all time. So that right there shows you that they're not reliable. Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that lots of the players that Michael Jordan played with don't agree with them? Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that lots of the players that Michael Jordan played against don't agree with them? Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that lots of the owners, general managers, coaches, and other NBA people that Michael Jordan played for don't agree with them? Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that lots of NBA Hall of Famers, lots of NBA legends, lots of NBA scouts, and lots of NBA experts don't agree with them? Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that Michael Jordan doesn't agree with them? Next, since lots of these people don't agree with them, why do Michael Jordan fans sometimes reference one or more of these people for one or more topics? Next, how do Michael Jordan fans explain that usually the only people who think this are Michael Jordan fans? Next, if this was the other way around and they were an NBA Hall of Famer or some other NBA person and they found out that there was a younger NBA fan who wasn't there when they played, who doesn't have that much tape of them, who isn't an expert on the past NBA and so on, and they found out that this younger NBA fan said this thing, they wouldn't agree with that fan. Next, if some non-Michael Jordan fan said this thing and it went against Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan fans wouldn't agree with that non-Michael Jordan fan. Next, how come Michael Jordan fans don't say this kind of thing for some other NBA players? Next, how come Michael Jordan fans don't say this kind of thing for some other players who played other sports? Next, how come Michael Jordan fans don't say this kind of thing for some other people and some other things when it comes to other things outside of sports? Next. Now, I can understand if they do not want the NBA world working with China because China is a bad nation. But then how many nations are not a bad nation? Next. Which nation is okay to work with? Next. What about America? Do you think America is a bad nation? Do you think America is okay to work with? Do you think America is a good nation? Do you think America is 100% good? Now, on a side note, don't get me wrong. Obviously, China is not as good as America. Obviously, China is worse than America. But there is a difference between some American who's just legitimately criticizing China versus other type of people criticizing China. Next. No matter what nation you are from, if you are going to point the finger at another nation, then be consistent and point the finger at your own nation. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans are Republicans who are pro-capitalism, and they will say things like, capitalism is a good thing. So by their logic, there is nothing wrong with a person or company working with China. So some Michael Jordan fans are contradicting themselves when they question the NBA world for working with China. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans are a fan of someone in America or some company in America that has worked with China. And lots of these Michael Jordan fans do not question that person or company. That is a contradiction. Next. Lots of Americans buy something that is made in China, and lots of Michael Jordan fans do not question them. That is a contradiction. Next. America America has worked with China, and lots of Michael Jordan fans do not question America. That is a contradiction. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans love China, or like China, or like the Chinese culture, or work with the company that is linked to a Chinese company, or work with the company that is linked to the Chinese government, or work in the American government, which has worked with China, or have visited China, or want to visit China. Lots of Michael Jordan fans have voted for a politician that tried to work with China. All these things are a contradiction. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans themselves have bought things from a Chinese company, or they have bought things that were made in China. These things are a contradiction. Next. Use some common sense. If a Michael Jordan fan had their own company and they could make more money by working with China, they would probably do it. If they could make more money by making their products in China, they would probably do it. If they could sell more stocks by working with China, they would probably do it. If they could make more money by having Chinese customers, they would probably try to get more Chinese customers. And if they could make more money from their Chinese customers by making sure they say nothing bad that would offend their Chinese customers, then they would probably try not to say anything bad that would offend their Chinese customers. All these things are contradictions. Next. Use some more common sense. If a Michael Jordan fan was controlling the NBA, then they would probably be doing the same things that the NBA does, so they are contradicting themselves. And if they claim they would not be doing the same things, then they would probably not be allowed to control the NBA. Next. If a Michael Jordan fan was a player in the NBA, they would probably be doing the same things the players are doing. That is a contradiction. And if they claim they wouldn't, then they may not make money in the NBA. They may not get to play in the NBA. They may not have security to keep playing in the NBA. They may not get along with some people in the NBA. And they might be closing some other doors. Next. If a Michael Jordan fan was on the level of a player like LeBron James, then they would probably be doing the same things that LeBron James is doing. And if they claim they wouldn't, then they would not get all the benefits that stars like LeBron James get, and they would not get the future possible benefits that stars like LeBron James has. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans are still fans of the NBA. That is a contradiction. Next. Some Michael Jordan fans do have their own business, and they have worked with China, or they have a product that is made in China. All these things are a contradiction. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans have bought a product made in China. That is a contradiction. Next. Lots of Michael Jordan fans have worked with the company that worked with China. That is a contradiction. Next. It doesn't make sense to just label everyone as working with China. They don't all work with the government of China. Not everyone in the NBA wants to work with China. Not everyone in the NBA has the power to decide if the NBA should work with China or not. Not all the NBA players want to work with China. No NBA player has the power to decide if the NBA should work with China or not. Next. Most of you do not know if LeBron James wants to work with China or not. Next. And LeBron James does not have the power to decide if the NBA should work with China or not. Next. Michael Jordan himself has worked with a Chinese company. Michael Jordan himself has had a product that was made in China. Michael Jordan himself has worked with China, and Michael Jordan himself has not called out China. Hey, please subscribe, and if you disagree with me on something, you can go on my program and show me your facts on whatever you disagree on. If you want to go on, let's set it up. Send me an email. The email is right there in the description section. Thank you.